Should school children be taught that man's impact on the climate, on global warming, is in fact a fact? Or should they be presented with both sides of that debate? Mesa County, Colorado, and Grand Junction High School have become ground zero in this battle over the teaching of what some say is junk science. Others consider it settled science. There was a group called Balanced Education for Everyone. They presented a 700-name petition to the Mesa County School Board asking them to stop giving lessons on global warming unless the other side of the issue is taught. Sabrina Schaeffer is a visiting fellow with the Independent Women's Forum, which formed this group, Balanced Education for Everyone. And Brenda, I'm going to mess up your name. I think it's Eck-Wurtzel, right, is a climate scientist with the Union of Concerned Scientists. Thanks to both of you for joining us right now. Sabrina, I want to bring with you very quickly and put up what the head of the Colorado branch of Balanced Education for Everyone said to the school board at this meeting this week. Said, quote, a survey showed 2 out of 3 kids were coming home thinking their world is going to melt away and all the polar bears are going to die. I mean, where is that survey from, and how old are these children?
Look, well, these children are young, and in fact, 2/3 of them came home and said, I think I'm going to be swept away by the ocean, and there was real fear. And what IWF and Balanced Education for Everyone is really out there trying to advance is this idea that the public schools are not supposed to be in the business of setting political agendas, and that's what's happened with the global warming debate. In fact, it's sort of turned into a larger movement to sort of criticize everything about the American lifestyle, from what we eat to the kind of cars we drive. And what we're saying at IWF and at B.E.E is that, look, we want parents to be involved and find out what their schools are teaching and make sure that a balanced, education is happening, so that if you're showing Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth, we also want to make sure you're showing the opposing side's case. If you're showing a movie, would be something like Not Evil, Just Wrong, which is a movie you can find on our website.
So let me ask Brenda then quickly, what is wrong with teaching both sides of this issue? I mean, if we call it climate change versus global warming, do we reduce the problem?
We really need to respect the intelligence of our children, and they need to protect themselves. So just as we teach them about the hazards of smoking, we teach them to wear bike helmets, we need to give them the latest scientific evidence and teach them about the reality of global warming. And just last week, the National Academy of Sciences released a report. So this is the latest evidence that they need to know about and not be misinformed, such as this is a larger disinformation campaign that is funded in part by some in the oil industry who want to confuse the public, and now our children. That's just...
I think
Sabrina,
Barbara's right. Yeah, there's a valuable debate taking place on all sides of this issue. The fact is that climate change is a really new science. It's a historical science. It's not experimental, and it's become extremely politicized. And that's a problem because it's, in a sense, we've allowed a subset of very elite scientists to sort of stamp out any kind of real innovation or market of innovation.
But is it climate change or is it global warming? I mean, we acknowledge what the facts are, that the climate is changing, even if it's only for a short period of time that we can study. Is it global warming that becomes the politicized word, or is it climate change in general we're concerned about?
Well, I think it's both, and I think it's the fact that we're not actually having an honest discussion, and especially in a classroom setting where we're supposed to be teaching students to take large amounts of information, synthesize it, look at the facts, and come up with a clear argument. We're doing a disservice to the students and to the discipline of science by not having a fuller, more well-rounded discussion.
Brenda, let me give you the last word.
Science teachers, the National Academy of Sciences, NOAA, NASA, there are plenty of resources and lots of information out there. And look, kids in our schools today are going to face the realities of climate disruption tomorrow, and they need to be prepared to adapt and learn how to cope with this. And scientists in your local community can help with this education.
This conversation does not...
I think they're going to learn how to cope with the fact that they're not going to have any money left when we see the way that our politicians are going to address this issue. All
right, we'll leave it there for now. Sabrina Schaeffer and Brenda Eck-Wurtzel, I think we got it right the second go. Thanks to both of you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
There's one place that we